So finishing up the example we were working on before, we've multiplied everything in our divisor by the -10. Now we're subtracting off the quantity here. So our x squareds are going to go away. We've got 3x minus -60x. We're going to say positive 63x. -12 minus -10 will get us -2. So our solution, we write our quotient first. So 5x minus 10 plus the remainder, 63x minus 2, over the divisor, 3x squared plus 6x plus 1. So this is our solution. So compare long division with synthetic substitution. There are two important things to notice. First is that P of A is equal to the remainder when P of X is divided by X minus A. Second is that the numbers to the left of P of A in the bottom row in the synthetic substitution give the coefficients of the quotient. So for this reason, synthetic substitution is also called synthetic division. So the quotients, or the coefficients here match those values down here, and the remainder matches the remainder over here. So the key thing is whatever the sign on this term is, we do the opposite because we're representing the factor. So they've worked through one out here. Again, the key thing here is since this is x plus 5, we're actually using the factor. So that's why we have to use -5 inside here. So you always bring down the first coefficient, and then you multiply and add. So the first thing you do is you multiply -5 times 7 to get the -35. Then you add 0 plus -35 to get -35. Then you multiply that times the -5 to get a positive 175. Then you add the -6 plus 175 to get the 169. Then you multiply that times the -5 to get -845. Add that to 9 to get -836. So since our problem here started as a cubed, we take our factors. This was -5. They write it a little differently. We'll take the coefficients here and do 1 power less. So since we started cubed, it'll now be squared as our first one. So we'll have 7x squared minus 35x plus 169. Then we take the remainder, -836, over the divisor here. So that would be x plus 5. So this is how we would write our solution in this problem. So the first thing we do is find the value of a. So since we have x minus 1/2, our a value would be positive 1/2. So that's what's going in here. And then we take the coefficients in front of our dividend. So for 0, we have no x cubed, -3, 7, and 2. So we're going to bring down the first coefficient, then multiply and add. So we brought down the 4. Now we multiply. 0.5 times 4 is 2. Then we add 0 plus 2 is 2. Now we multiply. 0.5 times 2 is 1. -3 plus 1 is -2. Multiply. 0.5 times -2 is -1. Now we add. 7 minus 1 is 6. Multiply again. 0.5 times 6 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. That one's going to be our remainder. So our solution, we started to the 4th power. So our solution, we use the coefficients here starting cubed. So we'll have 4x cubed plus 2x squared minus 2x plus 6 plus our remainder value 5 over our divisor, which we said was x minus 0.5 or x minus 1/2. So that's our solution. These take a little practice and getting used to, but once you do that, they do go pretty fast compared to the long division. So can we use synthetic division to divide a polynomial by x squared plus 3? Nope, it has to be to the power of 1. So we can't use something like x squared. All right, so the first thing we do is we find our value of a. So that's the factor based off of this. We do the opposite sign, so it's 2. Then we take the coefficients of our dividend here. So we'll have 2, 5, -1, and 7. And we're going to bring down a line here. So first thing we do is we bring down the first value of 2. Now we multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. Add the terms. 5 plus 4 is 9. Multiply. 9 times 2 is 18. Then we add. Negative 1 plus 18 is 17. Now we take 2 times 17, which is 34. Adding 7 plus 34 is 41. That's our remainder term. So again, we look what power we started with was cubed. So that means our answer is going to be starting with squared, 2x squared plus 9x plus 17 plus our remainder 41 over the divisor x minus 2. And that's our solution. So that was much faster than the long division we were doing. And one more here. So first thing we do, we have to find our a value, the factor. So that's negative 1/3. Remember, it's the opposite sign. Now we take our coefficients. So we'll have 6, negative 25. Being careful here, we'll have a 0 because we don't have a squared term. Negative 3, positive 5. Then we draw our line. First thing we do is bring down the first term. So now we multiply negative 1/3 times 6 will get us negative 2. Then we add negative 25 plus negative 2 is negative 27. Multiplying again. Negative 1/3 times negative 27 gets us a positive 9. 0 plus 9 is 9. Negative 1/3 times 9, negative 1/3 times 9 will get us negative 3. We add negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 6. Multiplying, negative 1/3 times negative 6 will get us a positive 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So that's our remainder. Our power started to the 4th, so we'll start cubed. So 6x cubed minus 27x squared plus 9x minus 6 plus our remainder divided by the divisor x plus 1/3. And that's our solution.